We're in Pecos, Texas right now. We have a broken leaf spring on our 2002 fifth wheel, and we're gonna go ahead and repair that right now. I used a lengthwise cut of 2x4 right here, and I used as many zip ties as I could to keep it in place, and I jacked it up a little bit, and you can see how much wood it crushed. About a 15-mile slow drive back here to town. So here is our broken leaf spring right here. See if we can break it loose here. Oh man, it's tough. All right. Whew. I sprayed it with some anti-seize and a couple days ago, and then before we drove it home. So all right, two here, screw it on a little bit. Heads on this bolt, so we're going to reuse this guy if we can. Looks like we're good. We're pretty worn away in there. It was definitely time to replace these, which means I gotta replace all the other leaf springs too. But so this is garbage. And the bolt, you can see there are some splines right here, which that's why it was in there so tight. We had to hammer it out. When we put it back in, we're gonna go in this way. We have two more bolts we have to remove, nuts on this side. We'll remove them, and we're going to take off these plates on both sides, clean them up, make sure they're okay. We'll use the trailer to hold that wrench in place. I don't know if you can see the tire rolling forward a little bit. There we go. Okay, going. Hold our monkey wrench. There we go. I'm going to use my breaker bar just to break it loose. There we go. Give it a little twist in the tightening direction usually will help knock them loose. Oh, that one went right. There we go. Looks like we're gonna have to loosen this up. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now this bracket is free, except for this shock. I'm gonna take this guy off. Oh, beautiful. Slides right out. What we want to do is load it up this way instead of the other way. Go ahead and put a little bit of grease on there. So I'll do this on the internet. I'm gonna put that up there. Okay. Now we have ourselves a little bit of free grease. Take a little grease on here. Alright. I'm going to throw that through here. This way. It's pretty windy here in Pecos, Texas today. Oh, there goes our trash can. I'm going to slide this on this side. And let's Just finger tighten these nuts on there. Do the same with this nut and bolt. This guy can swing up this way. So we're going to jack up this trailer so we can get the eye of that leaf spring to match up with the mounting bracket. Got a little bit more free play here. Put some nuts on these U-bolts to help hold it in place. So let's see. Slip some washers and a nut on here on the other U-bolt. Hold that in place. So I'm just holding up that bracket. Maneuver that U-bolt so it's nice and straight, and we're gonna keep screwing these nuts up. This part of our leaf spring is a little higher or a little lower, and we want it to go higher right here. So we need to get this bracket up higher so that we can get this right where we need to tighten it up. In order to do that, I'm going to use this jack to help push this side of the bracket up. Tighten as we go. And we're going to tighten these in a star pattern, like you do on your tires. I get a little snug. See, our leaf spring is cinching up to the bottom of the axle. So we're going to raise this jack until that is just right so we can get a bolt through. Now, I do have a jack stand over here, ready to go. And here, you can see that eyelet from the leaf spring, just about the right height, but it's not the right length. So what we're gonna do is push our axles apart. Okay. I'm going to raise the frame or the trailer just a little bit more. Oh, it's looking pretty good. Let's give it a little test fit. Bolt goes in. So let's put a little bit of grease on this bolt. Okay, so that was grease on there. I'm just going to spread it around with an old glove. We're pretty well covered. Slide that bolt right through our bracket and our leaf spring eyelet. See our nut right here. We'll hand tighten that. Now remember, there's splines on the bolt that we're going to have to pull in. Now, I can feel it tightening up and snugging up against the outside bracket. When we moved the tires apart, it raised the suspension up off of our jack. You can see they're sitting pretty even right now. So what we're going to go do right now is go around and hand tighten everything. We're going to make sure we get our the nut that adjusts our shock so that it's tight up against our bracket here. And we do want to leave it loose enough to where this can travel. Let's back off just a little bit here. Tighten her up. Let's take this off. Let our jack stand down. nice and slow.